Hello, this is Josiah with 1111 Electric, and I'm going to do another short little video. And this one's going to be on smart meters, and it's going to be another document from Building Biology Institute. Let me share my screen. All right, let's get into this. Smart meters. Smart meters do not satisfy International Institute for Building Biology and Ecology standards for healthy built environment. The primary problems are the wireless communication with the high frequency electromagnetic radiation and the disturbing peculiarity of the transients added to the house wiring called electromagnetic interference. Utility meters are used to measure consumption of commodities such as water, gas, and electricity. Utility meters that measure electricity consumption operate by continuously measuring the voltage and current consumed to calculate energy in kilowatt hours for which you are billed. Gas and water meters measure flow rates. Meters fall into two basic categories: electromechanical, also known as analog, and electronic. The electronic or digital utility meters have been around since the early 1990s. The first remote communicating electric meters, AMR, automated meter reading meters, started replacing the traditional analog electric meters in the middle to late 1990s. A patent for the technology was filed in 1997. Some analog meters were modified with a transmitting device, making them hybrids. The electricity smart meter is technically known as an advanced metering infrastructure, AMI, and started rolling out in the early 2000s. The key difference from an AMI meter is its two-way communication capability. It can receive data as well as transmit it. The AMI can be wired to a network, but that is not what utilities around the world are using, preferring the easier and cheaper wireless option. So I guess they could be wired in to a network, but they're choosing the cheaper and more dangerous route, which is wireless, the radio frequency. Other potential problems inherent with the AMI meters are increased fire risk, increased electricity bills, breached privacy, shorter technology lifespan, and also security. It is highly probable digital meters, smart meters, whether AMR or AMI or non-communicating, are an assault on the biology and ecology of all living organisms. Extensive research by technical experts has shown no benefit to consumers from electricity smart meters. Digital smart meters are a high-cost, environmentally unstable way to automate meter reading. We have yet to know conclusively the long-term impact on biology or ecology, but the evidence is increasingly indicative of cumulative harm. The high-intensity pulse radiation and potentially unique EMI from digital meters is an incremental increase on the top of already saturated EMF environment from the proliferation of cell phone technology, phones and antennas available anywhere, Wi-Fi, and proliferation of wireless devices in the home. This level will increase as we enter into the era of Internet of Things, with the 5th generation 5G cellular technology. IBE does not support deployment of smart meters. Digital meters fail to meet several of our principles of healthy and sustainable built environment. Number one among them is the precautionary principle related to possible health and ecology impact. We recommend, especially for people experiencing electrical health sensitivity or EMF sensitivity, to opt out of the AMI system and to request retention or reinstallation of an analog electric meter whenever possible. When opting out is not possible, we recommend the use of shielding strategies. All right, so I want to jump into this other document, and it talks about, so we're going to get into some evidence on how smart meters cause fires. So let's get into this. In California and around the world, smart meters have been linked to fires, explosions, and damaged appliances. For every fire started at the meter in an appliance or on a wiring, smart meter casualties should be suspected. In 2012, a Pacific Gas and Electric PG&E whistleblower, Pat Wrigley, who worked as a meter reader for 9.5 years, testified at a California Public Utilities Commission judicial hearing. Smart meters cause fires. PG&E is covering up the risk. Matt Beckett, a California Fire Department captain, stated 2 years ago PG&E replaced that analog meter with a smart meter. Immediately following, we noticed power surges in the form of our refrigerator motor intermittently speeding up simultaneously with our lights becoming brighter. As a 17-year veteran and current fire captain, this caused me to become very concerned. The smart meter on his house was replaced with an analog, and there were no problems until a new smart meter was reinstalled. This time he had 2 surge protectors burn out. Another California fire captain, Ross, writes, I was at home doing yard work in the late afternoon when my wife came outside and told me that the half of the power was off again. This had been happening on and off about 2 weeks. I then went outside to where my meter was, and I could instantly smell the burnt electrical smoke. As I was looking at the meter, I inadvertently placed my hand on the meter itself and almost burned my hand. The metal box into which all my home's wiring from the meter is stored was also too hot to touch with my bare hand. California Public Utility Commission, PG&E's response. In 2009, PG&E reported to a California Public Utilities Commission, smart meters interfered with the AFCIs and GFIs. And those are code required outlets and in some cases breakers that are code required now through the NAC throughout the living space. During the second quarter of 2009, PG&E discovered a limited number of cases of smart meter radio interference with customers' electronics, including ground fault circuit interrupters and arc fault circuit interrupters. Pages 6 through 7, Advanced Metering Infrastructure, January 2010, annual assessment report. So yeah, there's a lot of evidence that these smart meters are causing fires, and also they've been found that they were installing smart meters, PG&E in California, that don't have UL listings, that have never been studied or had a long-term study from the underwriter laboratories. And those are the folks that give everything a UL listing that is electrical that goes on your house. And that's NAC, the National Electric Code code requirement. So they're breaking code by installing them. See what this says, 2013 PG&E data response on smart meter fires. Much of the document is redacted. PG&E states in no instance has PGA found that a smart meter, either gas or electric, has caused a fire. So they're just trying to cover it up, it seems. Let's go. Smart meter fires, surges, exploding meters, and damaged appliances in California and around the world. Bakersfield, California, smart meter blows up at a business, 2009. Employees at a Henry M&M Engines said their smart meter caught fire, which sparked concern and questioned the safety of these new meters. On Wednesday, a PG&E technician was called out to replace the meter after employees found the device burned up and lying on the ground. Basically, it was an explosion. I saw the meter on the ground and the faceplate was blown off and the whole meter was blackened. Even the breaker box that housed the meter was blackened by what seemed to be an electrical short. Berkeley, California Fire Department 2010 states investigation revealed newly installed PG&E smart meter in the kitchen was hot to touch and smoking with orange glow inside the meter housing. Stockton, California 2015, dozens of smart meters exploded and caught fire after an electrical surge cut power to about 58 homes, 100 homes in Stockton, California. CBS News report. Santa Rosa, California, 2011, 3 smart meters explode at shopping mall. According to an incident report from the Santa Rosa Fire Department, firefighters found an electrical room at the Santa Rosa Mall charged with smoke, and upon investigating found 3 PG&E meters that had blown off the electrical panel, causing damage to interior wiring of the electrical panel. A fire was still smoldering. Another case in Palo Alto, 2011. Another smart meter exploding in the utility room. Power mishap damages appliances for a Livermore resident in 2012. 28 smart meters were replaced by PG&E, and when a power line replacement caused the power to surge, it took out about 28 homes. Nevada, Reno, Nevada, 2014. Fire chiefs call for smart meter fire investigation in the wake of troubling spat of blazes they believe are associated with meters, including one recent fire that killed 61-year-old woman. There's a picture of one of the smart meter fires, and then the fire that it caused inside the panel as well. Here's a good picture here. This is kind of right where the panel is and the smart meter would be located, and just it burned all the way up. Philadelphia, 2012, Texas, 2012, another fire. Canada caused an outage in a fire. New Zealand has a fire reported. 67 callouts in Christchurch to electrical malfunctions. Australia, there's a case, 2012. Smart meter shock electrical hazard found in 3,500 homes. In Victoria's energy regulator, $2 billion scheme, $2 billion scheme. Smart meter installers have identified dangerous and possibly life-threatening electrical hazards. Thousands of smart meters replaced due to fire risk in Portland. They replaced 70,000 smart meters due to fire risk. Florida, 10,000. Canada, over 100,000. Ontario, 54,000 of Ontario's 4.8 million smart meters are being removed. Here's one that's just melted. That's a great picture. Let's see if we can. That's a great picture right there. Just this whole. So, and that's because it's sending and receiving data at a high frequency rate, putting dirty power back into the panel, into your wires in your home, which is a class 2 carcinogen. But yeah, just case after case in this report. Great info here. I'll try and put these links in the description so you guys can check it out if you want to. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I think that's basically it that I wanted to talk about smart meters. If they do come through and are changing them out in your neighborhood, I would refuse to have it put on your house and ask to specifically see the UL listing for that smart meter that they're trying to install. If they can't give you a listing in writing, you need to specifically ask. Then it will void out your homeowner's insurance if it isn't UL listed. And if there is a fire, they're not going to cover you because they've installed an electrical device, which is against NEC code that isn't UL listed. So that's how we need to get around this. You need to check, make sure they're UL listed. And you can tell them that you have a health issue and that they're extremely unhealthy and that they have to provide you an analog meter. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out.